quite a dampener there coming in from Adelaide for India because England have won the semi-final against India by 10 wickets and moved to the final against Pakistan. All hopes of an India-Pakistan final have been dashed in the T20 World Cup after England very smoothly, in fact, cruised to the final with a lot of unbeaten 50s there that came in from Hales, Buttler, all hammering in those 50s to beat India there by 10 wickets. India that seemed to have a slow start were batting first, managed 168, but that was easily overcome by the English side. Let me go across to Arun for more on that. Arun, over to you.
Well, of course, Maha, there have been a couple of pain points for India. Of course, it was a great start. And as we made 168 runs. That was considered to be a great score, and that too at Adelaide. And although a lot of experts have also pointed that it's pitch which is very suitable for the batting. But 168 was considered a great score. But as I said, there have been multiple pain points. Number one is Surya Kumar Yadav. If we start with the batting part of it, Surya Kumar Yadav not being able to perform, and also a lot of expectations of him as he's the number one batter when it comes to the T20 international ranking. So that was number one pain point, and that started as soon as the match started or India's innings started. And then, of course, Hardik Pandya entered. Of course, he entered at a situation where there was a lot of pressure on him, but the way he handled every single ball was commendable. He offered a couple of shots which were prolific, and the way he handled the situation under pressure is being appreciated. And Virat Kohli also tried his best. Both of them scored half centuries, but that didn't work for the sum. Of course, 168 was a decent score, but then England being able to consistently go without losing a wicket, and then not losing their form would actually costed us this match. And also we lost an opportunity to enter the finals and face Pakistan in the finals. With us, Rika Roy joining us. Rika, as we've been talking about this, there have been multiple pain points, and maybe batting was not one of one of top problems, but it's the bowling that a lot of experts, including yourself, have been pointing out.
Arun, we can start with our bowling really, because the bowlers did not manage to take a single wicket. The biggest disappointment for the number one T20 team in the world is that they have lost to England in this knockout game by 10 wickets. The famed Indian bowling lineup wasn't able to create any dent in the English batting lineup. Of course, that is a problem because they were not able to bowl the kind of length that were expected of them against the English on this flat Adelaide deck. Remember, early before the match, Shane Watson, when he was doing the pitch report, said that it is a true pitch where the ball is going to come onto the bat. It's a hard deck. It will be good for batting. And, Hardik Pandya, the way he played his shots really showed that there were no demons in the wicket, and good runs can be expected off the deck. However, India was not able to set up a big enough score for the bowlers to defend. And primarily, I would say the blame lies with the way the Indian openers performed in this tournament and the match as well. They were not responsible enough to take India deep. KL Rahul once again playing a lackadaisical shot. Rohit Sharma getting out early. India only managed to score 38 runs in the power play. And that is where primarily India lost the match. The difference between the Indian side and the English side was in the power play. How both the sets of, batters managed their power play overs. Of course, the blame has to lie with the bowlers too, because, they were not good enough against this English bowling attack. Given that, all through the tournament, when we've seen they have performed against the other oppositions, they have been able to take wickets. But, really, a lot of people are asking now, did India have false expectations from them? were the promises they gave the Indian fans false? And did they get into the semi-final with false confidence? Because they did not beat a credible opposition en route to the semi-final. The only difficult team that they came up against was South Africa. Pakistan, their first match, they didn't turn up. Again, they didn't look half the team that they were. They only started peaking after, they lost to India, they lost to Zimbabwe, and even they wouldn't have made the semi-finals had Netherlands not done them a favor by beating South Africa. So, you can't really take the Pakistan win into account and say, hey, look, India has been a fabulous side. No, they have only managed to beat one credible opposition, that is South Africa, and the rest of the teams they played against and won against are teams that are ranked lower than them, the teams that can be called the minnows of world cricket.
But Rika, would you say 168 wasn't a great score? Because, a lot of experts have been pointing out that it's probably decent, and if they had bowled well, probably that was a great score to defend.
Now there will be a lot of talk about what is a good score, what is a bad score on the deck. I have been saying from the beginning of the match, probably 180 is a good score, and thereby maybe 10, 12 runs short. But who knows? Had Indian bowlers managed to take wickets in the power play, this could have been a good score to defend. Cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties. Who would have known that Jos Buttler and Alex Hales will come out all guns blazing and not drop momentum? They will take the Indian team by its collar and, roll them over in the way that they have done tonight.
And would you also like to comment on the captaincy, Rika? Rohit Sharma has been able to, in a way, manage the team in a couple of matches that we've seen in the past, but what does the future really look like for him and captaincy of T20 International?
Well, Arun, at this point, I wouldn't really like to point fingers at Rohit Sharma. He has shepherded the troop well ever since he took up the Indian captaincy. He's tried to get a pack together to get into the World Cup. It is no mean feat. Again, let me tell our viewers that it is no mean feat reaching the semi-finals of a World Cup. India has been there before, but the problem that really Rohit Sharma, Rahul Dravid and the management needs to address is how to win knockout matches, how to win big finals. Why is India not getting over the finish line when it comes to knockout matches like this? That is something that, the team management led by Rahul Dravid need to introspect on right now. I wouldn't really go too much into Rohit Sharma's captaincy. I can tell you that he's been a calming influence on the Indian cricket team. He has tried to get in new players. It was unfortunate that Jasprit Bumrah got injured. Mohammad Shami came into the tournament after, he had COVID. He bowled well in the tournament, but, not getting wickets in one match, not being his real self in one match can happen. But, when 11 players don't show up in a match like this, that is a problem. And I wouldn't really say 11 players because you see Hardik Pandya scored a 50, Virat Kohli scored a 50. But, tonight, even Virat Kohli, the way he scored his 50 runs is probably not the way we expect Virat Kohli to score. But, again, you can't really say much because the former Indian captain has scored over 250 runs. He's scored 270 plus runs in this edition of the World Cup. So, you really can't say much about his not being there or not showing up. He did show up for this World Cup, and everyone said that he looked like the Virat Kohli of the old. He looked like the Virat Kohli of 2014 and 2016. But what again at the end of the day would hurt the Indian fans greatly is this 10-wicket loss, because I say this again and again that India are the #1 T20 team in the world even now, according to ICC rankings.